Science ends, he works. Now what are those two factors? Two factors are, one is the length of the telomerase. Length, now to understand telomerase, now we have to go back to understand that each cell, now we have to go back to DNA because this is its outshoot. Now we go to the cell. Let's understand cell. We are just a combination of zillions of cells. 2 billion cells. Your human body is just cell. It's like molecules, one after the other, cells, one after the other, and they formulate you. And how DNA is you? Just DNA. To understand telomerase, let's go back to DNA. What is DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Deoxyribonucleic. And if you want to understand in the depth of anti-aging, you have to understand gene, you have to understand what creates the aging factor of the gene, and how is it possible to rework on gene. So genetics can affect. And if you want to know gene, genetics, we have to go to DNA. Now, where is DNA? I'm explaining you. See, I am not a scientist, but a little bit I know. Now, this is a cell. What is this? A cell. Cell has nucleus. Now, just see my hands. I will definitely in some time create a picture behind. Now, this is your cell. This cell has liquid inside. It's called placenta. In the placenta, you have nucleus. Once again, this is a cell. Cell has placenta. It's like a mother's child in the womb. That liquid is called placenta. And the baby is called nucleus. I hope no one can explain you cellular level better. Now, this nucleus and a DNA is a very complex thing. Very, very complex. Very complex. DNA is a strand of information. That's why when they do DNA testing, they know it's your child or not. They have to match. Your hair can give you DNA, skin can give you anything. You build out of DNA. You have tree, you have got human being, you have got animals, any species. It's just DNA is equals to species. Now let's go to the cellular level once again. Nucleus. What happens in nucleus? And if you want to understand DNA, you have to understand amino acids. That's why protein is called building blocks. What is the end product of protein? Amino acids. Now outside this cell resides the amino acids. To build this human being, what do we need? Protein. And a perfect form of protein, lot of molecules just gets faded away. A perfect protein can create a cell. Now, how this formula happens? Imagine this human body. What all is happening in your human body is beautiful. Science is beautiful. And yoga science, that's why I say it's beautiful because it understands so deeply. Now, I'm at nucleus. This is my nucleus, and around the nucleus I have my cell, and there's a gap in between the placenta. This is your structure to understand DNA. DNA is a two. It's like this. You create S and create another S around it. Then only a protein molecule is built. Now, there are small little fragments of half DNA. Okay, as I told you, DNA is coding. It's like when you write software coding, it's similar as DNA. this has to match with this, 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 then a new protein is built. Half, if you have put two strands, if two strand makes a DNA, half strand is called RNA, ribonucleic acid. Ribonucleic acid. You must be saying, why is this talking about anti-aging yoga? No, you have to get down here. Then only you can understand how yoga works. Now, this half DNA, which is called RNA, ribonucleic acid, is actually gets out of the cell, half strand it comes out. And then there's a mastermind. Which now picks up coding from the scattered protein here, there, and then it codes. And it becomes a DNA. Simple explanation. If I start coding the DNA, it will take a lot of time, but this is your body. So when the science of that the telomerase end can be elongated, it became a renaissance. It became a huge news in the field of anti-aging. Oh my God, now we can challenge aging process. Now we can challenge the process of dying. That's not true. We have not reached there. We have not reached there yet. But yes, in 50, 100, 200 years, we'll surely reach. Where do my science come into play? When Dr. Kaku talks about a beautiful statement. And that is that this cell has a biological age. Each cell has a biological age, and each cell can multiply 60 times. After that, it dies down. It goes into a process. It's like, now you're old man in the house, you will stay in a corner, you can't walk, you can't do anything, but you know it's dying down. Same thing happens to cell. But what is an astonishing fact in the information of research of Dr. Kaku is that that cell dies because of air. Air. Air plays a vital role, very, very, very vital role in the degeneration of cell. And yogis have talked about there are many kinds of air. Prana, appan, samana, vayu, udyana. So which air does process the aging process? The appan vayu. Now we have many kinds of air in this body. Prana, appan, samana, vayu, udyana, many types of air in this body. Now the appan vayu, which yoga talks about, when we breathe, what is fat? What is fat? You will look older if you are obese. And fat can be decreased just by breathing. Because what is fat? If you see the chemical structure of fat is equals to carbon dioxide and water. That's the chemical structure of fat. Now, vayu dosh. The first thing KayaKalp talks about is vayu dosh. Now I'll grow my talk from here to make you explain that how yoga works on the vayu system, the air system in this body. What is the importance of air in this body? How different kind of air affects human body? What is prana? What is samana? What is udyana? What are these air? And how they are released into the cellular level? We have something called Pavan Muktasan. present Pavan Muktasana, bend your knee towards the chest and Pavan Muktasana is over. No. There is huge series of Pavan Muktasana, which I'll be teaching you in KayaKalp. That what is gases? Gases is when your body cell starts saying there's too much gas, so you start burping, you start farting, all kind of problems. You have chest pain, you have heart pain, you have leg pain, you have back pain, just because of air. And how to release that air, that science of removing that unnecessary air from this body will be taught to you in KayaKalp. And the program of reverting the aging process is to deal with this air that ages the cell. Now, we talk about gene and go back to telomerase. Now imagine there are so many drugs available in the market which claims because of this you will look younger. You put this cream, you will look younger. Now skin is collagen. Skin is collagen. 75% of your skin is nothing but a protein molecule of collagen. Now, do yoga help in improving collagen? No, it does not. Your food intake will help you to improve collagen. Your food intake will actually help you to improve the collagen. And if your amount of collagen improvement can happen, then natural collagen is the only way. Yes, you can take intake of collagen supplements. That does help 10 to 12%. 10 to 12%, it does help. I will say not no to it. It does help. But the idea is body likes anything which is absorbable by natural source. You look at, there are 14, 15 food that can help you improve your collagen level. Collagen level improves, elasticity of skin will improve, and you look younger. As simple as that. Now, where did I start? Telomerase. How does telomerase affect? Latest research, they put on mice, they look younger, but human beings they cannot do. Why? Even cancer cells thrive on telomerase. And that is what now genetics will come into play when I talk about telomerase. Now, if genetics, the gene can go through a process. Chemically, naturally, gene can go through a process. Now, what can we do to the genetic coding of our body by which we'll look younger? And yes, telomerase is definitely one of the biggest research we have got in the field of anti-aging. But the catch is cancer cells also thrives on telomerase. Now, if I take certain medicine, telomerase starts elongating and it becomes a cancerous cell. What is cancer? So many telomerase will multiply. It becomes bigger than who you are and you need to die. So if I use certain ways to improve telomerase in human body, I'm just inviting cancer, because telomerase length can bring in cancer cells. Do you still want to look younger? Invite cancer? That's the reason science is yet not completely claiming that telomerase lengthening can create anti-aging. For today, this much. Thank you.